But I mean, that's where we all grew up. You know, when I was born, I think I was taken to Moreland Avenue, and you know, we moved from Moreland to Kent Street. Stayed in about 2-3 different places on Kent, and you know, that's where all of my family resided. You know, my mother and my father's side of the family. So it was just it's just a place that I hold dear. I always hold dear. I could go from here to California. The West End is just home. It's always gonna be home for me. So yeah, I really got some real emotional ties to the West End. Just know that I ain't really That's a big question right there. That's a big question right there. What do I think need to happen to improve the city of Durham as it relates to these kids being involved in crime and violence and all that? You know, as a teacher, in order for me to stay motivated, I have to say if I can help one child change and I can save one child from the street or from the graveyard or prison, it was all worth it. I think the problem is it really doesn't start in the neighborhoods. It starts at a higher level. It starts with government and beyond, because hoods, we know, were set up by people who don't live there, in a sense. You know, I mean, public housing and drugs in the inner cities and all these guns. These kids have more guns than the armed forces, you know? And we're talking kids often who can't read. They don't read well. They have mental illnesses and all kind of other things. So I don't know the real answer. It's very complicated. I do what I can every day when I go to work. I respect all of the young brothers coming out of my class. I demand that they respect me. I do anything for them. I tell them when they're wrong. I show them love when they're right. That's all I could do, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a definitive answer.
I know the last time we talked was like a year ago. So let's take it slow, girl. I had time to grow. In some ways, if we rush.
Oh, man, I love it. Anything positive that's going to help improve the West End and beyond, the inner city for the kids and the adults as well, because, you know, we want everybody to do better. You see what I'm saying? But I love this We Movement thing, man. That's why I take my time to do whatever I can to contribute. I don't have a lot of time because I got 4 kids and a full-time job. And, you know, I'm doing a lot of running. I got a lot going on. But I'm going to do my damnedest to be there whenever I can for every event or whatever it is we're doing related to the We Movement.
All right. I want you to talk about the special lady that's special to all of us. She motivated me to keep this we thing going, even when I felt like it was a whole lot of stress on me. Your auntie, Miss Angela.
Father, we thank you for the West End original family. We thank you for all the men, the boys who are growing up in this community. We want you all to help us hold the women up, lift us up, Lord. Keep us together tight. Don't let nobody fall off. Don't let no chains be unbroken. We are the children and the grandchildren of the original West End family. So we want to thank you, Lord, for our gathering. Thank you for the dreamers who keep the dream going. We thank all the children who are here. We want to protect them, Lord, from everything that will cause them any harm. Thank you for the West End, because it is different from most communities that we see now. We thank you for letting us come together as a family. Keep us together as friends. And God, without you, we can't do anything. And we want to thank you. Great things happen in Durham, and the West End is doing great things. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, you know, that's my auntie. Really, she was always like my second mother. You know what I mean? She, you know, I mean, that's my heart right there. You know, she was amazing. I wrote Facebook, well, my mom put a post up just like the other day. Actually, I think it was this weekend. She stayed at an apartment called 605 West. I think it's called Bell West now. And when she was living there, it was not handicap accessible. I'm sure most of y'all know in Durham who's watching this that my aunt was in a wheelchair. But she was not at all handicapped. You see what I'm saying? That was not a word that you could ever really use to describe her. She was more independent than so-called able-bodied people. So I never knew of her to be, we didn't, handicap was not a label you could use as it relates to her. But I said that to say this. Just maybe a week ago, something she started came to fruition. Basically, she started a lawsuit against 605 West because they refused to put handicap accessible ramps and doors in their facilities. So, she didn't get to see it. She didn't get to see it. But just last week, her efforts caused them to implement these new doors and these new ramps and facilities for handicapped people, because I'm sure there'll be someone else who will come through who will need those type of things, those facilities for themselves or their family. But she was the kind of person, I'm gonna go, and I know I'm talking on this issue a long time, but I got a lot I got to say about this. She was the kind of person who, if she wanted something to happen, you can count on her making it happen. She was not gonna stop until it came into being. And like I said, most of y'all know that if she was on the city council for years. She was a rehabilitation counselor for years. She went to North Carolina Central, graduated with her bachelor's, then her master's degree. Me and her traveled all over the United States together while she was on the city council to, these different meetings and things she had to attend while she was a city council member. A lot of experiences I had was because she strived to be what she was. And a lot of what I do now, what I'm able to do now, is because of the standard that she set. When I graduated high school, I talked about this years ago, college was just the next step. My aunt had did that, and my mother had done that. These are the people I lived in the home with. So I never really considered that there was any other options. So if it, even to this day, what she did has a great effect on who I am, with me teaching and trying to help these kids in the inner city and, just believing in myself and whatever else I do, whether it's with my video production company or, everything I do, she, the standard she set kind of led to it in some way.
Just know that I ain't real I come through your place late nights. I miss some Z's just to stare right at that.
Oh man, I'm proud of him, man, cause I saw him when he was, when he wasn't thinking about no we movement. I saw him when he was part of the problem, and I saw a lot of my other family members when they were part of the problem. So, I'm extremely proud of him. He doing his thing. Whoever's out there hating on this movement, I don't know, something wrong with you, because this is positive. This is for the kids. This is for the youth. This is for us. I have students. I tell people every year. I won't say where I teach at, but every year I have 2 students that get killed. Every single year in my school. I have, and these are students, this is not just students, these are students that I have talked to about other students being killed, and then they go out and it happens to them. have this speech with them every year at the beginning of the year that these things take place, so y'all need to be safe and watch who you involved with and what you're involved with. And you know, I just feel so good about this movement because it's also, you know, not just for the kids, it's also bringing the older people together with the kids. You know, a lot of the older people don't want to deal with these young, and I understand it because a lot of them are running wild. But this movement is bringing them, we're all coming together, celebrating at the park, having cookouts, different things, different programs, book bags for the kids, all this. And everybody's contributing and everybody's showing up to support. So this has been a phenomenal thing, man, and we just gotta keep it going. And my aunt, you know, God rest her soul, I know she's looking down, she's loving it because she was always in support of the West End come together and supporting, even the Langley Garden. We have a Langley Garden over there where my grandmother's house used to be, and she was a strong advocate of us meeting up down there and getting together and just having family time like we used to when we all lived over there. You know, I often would tell my kids that, you know, we may have a bit more today, but there's also more that we've lost. You know what I mean? In the fact that when I was growing up, I was around all my family, all my cousins, all my aunts and uncles every day. And though we didn't have much, I don't remember feeling like anything was really missing, because it's, you know, it's something fulfilling about being around your family. I'm saying it's just something fulfilling about being in a community where you have a connection with your family. And I feel like this is one of the things that these kids out here are really missing. When I grew up, I had 2 aunts on Kent, an aunt on Moreland, my grandma on Kent, my other grandma was on Ghana. You see what I'm saying? Aunts everywhere, uncles. And you almost couldn't go anywhere and not see family. You see what I'm saying? And even beyond that, if they wasn't blood family, we were still family. Everybody was family. You know what I mean? It was like you really didn't separate the two because we was just so connected. But, you know, I feel like as you move up the economic ladder, that's what you miss. You may have more money, you may have a better car, better house, but these things, these essential things, people miss and they start to feel it. I feel like that's why a lot of kids are unhappy today. You know, a lot of older people, a lot of people are depressed because they're lonely or there's that lack of real connection with just people in general. So, you know, I feel like that's part of what's missing today. Then you got, adults who, you know, they're not caring. They no longer care for the kids. When we were growing up, you know, you might go in anybody's house on the West End and just, you know what I mean? We knew each other. That's all it was, and it was family. Everybody was family. I think that's really missing. Something's really missing today.
But I don't wanna play tough like it's all good. When my feelings really hurt, thinking someone got you first and they really know your worth, and I waited too.
What you can see.
Yeah, when you know, Stacy got killed, I really couldn't believe it. I can remember, you know, when I woke up that morning and my wife said, I see something on Facebook about somebody that y'all knew that was maybe shot or killed named Stacy. So the crazy thing is, it never crossed my mind that something would happen to him. You see what I'm saying? So when she said Stacy, I said, no, I'm thinking it's maybe an older lady that, no, because she said they passed away. So I'm thinking that maybe it's an older lady that, I said, no, I don't know anybody named Stacy, you know. And she showed me the picture. And I looked at the picture, but it was a picture with Stacy and the older women where he was at the community center. And, you know, he was with the elderly women. And I was like, no, I don't know any of these women. And then all of a sudden I looked and I could say, nah, not Stacy. This is exactly what happened. I said, not him, not Stacy. And, you know, it was crazy. You know, first thing I did was I think I picked up the phone and called BJ. You know, and you know, he explained to me, yeah, man, this is what happened. And you know, he was out there that morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning. And but I couldn't believe it, man. It was just shocking because to me, man, his spirit, he was just such a, you know, some people when you're in their presence, they just have a good spirit about them. And I felt like he was one of them people. I ain't never had been around Stacy where he wasn't, you know, where he was talking crazy or, you know, I haven't had those experiences where I don't know what other people, but I'm just saying I haven't had those experiences. Anytime he seen me, he respected me and I respected him. And we kicked it and whatever else. I shot a little interview with him probably a couple months before. And all he talked about was, we need to stop this shooting.
Well, these people ain't got no respect for the older crowd anywhere in their neighborhood. Cause they probably think they try to tell them bad, or you ain't helping me feed my kids. It's not about helping you feed your kids, bro. You feed your kids, but all that little rah-rah, all that extra stuff, man, need to go out the window, man. So you can't feed your kids with all this shooting stuff going on.
What's the solution?
Shoot, stop and try to do better. You ain't getting no younger. You ain't doing nothing but getting older. These streets ain't got no, like what Miss Angela Langley told me, these streets ain't got no benefits, y'all. Word up, the streets does not have no benefit.
You can't, people, you know, all this shooting and killing and stuff and violence in the community is ridiculous. This is what he talked about. So it just, I couldn't believe that somebody came and did that to him. You know what I mean? It was just, to be honest, it was real shocking. I mean, we all know people who might be living extremely reckless, who you hate to say it, but it's not as shocking when something happened to him. But for me, he wasn't one of those people. You see what I'm saying? You know, Stacy wasn't one of those people. He was trying to do everything he could to move in a positive direction, you know, and you know, I'm not saying none of us I'm not saying he was perfect. None of us are. But all I can say is, in my, you know, many times conversating with him or whatever, it was always on a positive tip, man. It was always on a positive tip, and it's just, you know, it's bad, man. It really, you know, I couldn't believe that. That really bothered me, man. That happened to him like that.
If you walk through hell, I guess I'll know it's real. You put me through hell, I know just how it feels. Cause in our time apart, my time was dark and
yeah, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's, you know, involved with this We movement, either directly or indirectly, man, because it's a real positive thing, man. And we got people, I ain't gonna, like BJ said, I ain't gonna say everybody's name, but you got people who right now don't even live in the state, but still trying to contribute their energies to this movement because they feel so strongly about where it's headed and what it's doing for the community, you know. And it's just a blessing to have. Most of us are young black men and young black women who are involved. So that's a plus, man, because let society tell it, we ain't doing nothing but drinking and drugging, selling drugs, killing, and having a lot of babies. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, but you got some people out here that's really trying their best to do things for this community that that can improve it, not just for them, but for the kids that's coming up. And you know, we really need that. We really need that today, man, because it's a lot of stuff going on that's uncalled for. Well, my name is Mitchell Langley. That's my full name, you know. Everybody call me Mitch. But on Facebook, I'm HDVID Mitch. HDVID Mitch. So all you gotta do is friend me on Facebook, inbox me, You know, let me know what you want. We communicate back and forth. My phone numbers, everything is online, so you can contact me if you like my work. You know, just contact me. Let me know what you need, and I'll be happy to come out and do whatever you need done. You know, it's my passion. I love shooting video. I've been doing it for years now, probably 15 years, and it's just something that I'm passionate. I'm self-taught. It's just something I'm passionate about, you know. So anybody who want my services, just, you know, you contact me on Facebook. And I'm currently setting, my website is under construction. I have a website up now, but I'm doing some things and restructuring some things on it. So it's not live right now. But you can always hit me on Facebook. I get a lot of business on Facebook. People contact me and we make it happen from right there. And yeah, so anytime, I'm free.
I say you first, but reverse is the back of the line. So you wonder where you really stand. Where I see you at. If I'm just trying to fuck or trying to wipe you.
Okay, so what I'll do is, well, this interview right here will be on the We TV blog. So what I'll do is I will. Well, here's the thing. You can go to YouTube and type West End, 2 words, space TV, West End TV, and up will pop a icon that says West End TV, Bull City, and you'll click on that icon. It should be the first icon that pop up. Once you click on that icon, it'll take you to the We TV blog, and all of the videos that has been shot on the West End, or all of the ones that are related to the We movement will be on that particular blog. That's going to be the centralized location we keep all of our content. And I will actually be posting it on Facebook. We'll be you will come across it. You'll come across it. But if you want to go directly to it, just go to YouTube and go in the search bar and type West End TV, not We TV, West End TV, and it'll pop right up. It's a black icon with TV in red. And you'll see it'll be the first one that pop up.
Fast, but I got a mind full of thoughts. I'm so lost. Let me talk till I get my words. First off, I hope you know that you more than your curves to me. Cause what I really value is your mind. But what good a compliment if I never change and I'm still full of shit. Tell you how I feel, but go hurt you still if you walk.